So I reiterate here, the bill is dead.
The story of this great city is about the years before this night. We are free!
Hey everyone, it's a new week, a new episode of Ho Ho Hong Kong. I'm Mohammed Magdi.
Technically, it is a new week, and I am Vivek Mahbani. You are correct in your saying, unless someone decided to pile these episodes all together,
That is true.
back to back, and like, it's not a new week, it's the same day.
Yeah.
You guys lied to me. Press the stop button right now. They're like, I can't listen to this propaganda of a new week when it's the same day. Can't have this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But either way, it's a new moment.
It's a new moment.
Look at that! Look at that deep insight.
Actually, every moment in my life is a new moment.
That is correct. Right now, people, that's another new moment.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Look at the insights. You have tuned into a podcast you thought it was all about comedy. It's all about life.
Yes.
And life is about moments of comedy where you laugh wherever it's possible.
That, like, in my head, it was like a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was like a moment, like M-O.
Oh,
Yes,
like
yeah.
your name, the
Yes,
Mohammed,
exactly.
the moment. Oh, that could be your new brand, like Moment, Mohammed.
Yeah.
Mo money, Mo problems.
Yeah. I don't know how many Mo puns I can do. There is a comedian in Australia. Her name is Lizzie Who.
Yeah.
And every show she does ever
Yeah.
is a pun on the word who.
Oh yeah, same with Will Anderson.
Yeah.
In Australia as well. Will Anderson will have Millennium. Stuff like that. Yeah.
It's like in the beginning it's kind of adorable, and afterwards, like, do you not have any other
Yeah,
jokes?
exactly. And at some point you kind of go like, oh, ha ha ha, we
Yeah.
get this one. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, at some point when you have a show like where you're using your name into it, you really kind of lose motivation.
Oh God.
Yeah, so you have that.
No
as well.
more of these jokes.
No more of these jokes, you mean? All right. So speaking of Mo, I know that you have your show coming up. Your
Yeah.
say Mo to racism.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So tell us
Which
more
actually-
about this.
Which actually shout out to our buddy Garen Chu, who has the same title for his fantasy football team.
Oh.
So I knew about this title for a while. I mean, it's not a crazy genius idea to switch Snow with Mo. So I will give him credit at the same time. It's not.
Yeah, you added one
it's
extra
not
stroke to the
groundbreaking.
one extra stroke to the letter.
But I did ask him. I'm like, hey, is that the name of your fantasy football team? I would probably use it for the title of the show. He's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Ah.
But same motorism. I find it like after almost 5 years in Hong Kong, that's quite fascinating, the layers of racism. And you obviously know this even more than me because you literally do school talks about it sometimes.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, you feel like that superficial level of like, oh, okay, cops stop brown people.
Yeah.
And then you realize everyone in Hong Kong is racist towards somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like Shane Gillis, great comedian, has a bit about how people like to say they're not racist, and he goes like, it's not like an on or off thing. It's like it's being racist is like being hungry.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're not hungry now.
Yeah.
But then at the wrong moment, he goes, his joke is like at the wrong moment, a cheeseburger will cut you off on the highway.
Yeah, and you're like,
and then
"Aw."
suddenly you're very hungry.
Yeah.
It
all pops back out at that moment when it really counts, right? I mean, anyone
Yes.
can be nice when you're in a good mood. You're like, oh, I'll let them go first. But when you're in a rush, you're like, God damn, these people
Yeah.
get out of my country.
Yeah, it's like the friend who shows up for you when everything is fine. It's like
Yeah.
that doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly.
It only your friendship, real friendship, only counts when someone is in trouble.
Exactly.
Or when you really need them. Not when everything is okay. It's like, would you like a cookie? It's like, no.
That's
it's
right.
Fine.
As some great people once said, if you can't take me when my worst,
Exactly.
you can't have me in my best.
Yeah.
Now that accent was clearly just coincidental.
That does not sound like a black woman at all.
Oh no, I'm not.
There is the compilation. If you want to look for if you just want to have great time on YouTube for a few minutes, just look up Family Guy and enter any name of a group.
Yeah.
And it's just brilliant because there's always compilation.
Yeah.
And one of it is Family Guy Black Women, which I admittedly look at way more than I should. And it's just super funny. It's just stereotypes of black women talking to each other.
The ironic thing is
There's
that
one of them is how it's Family Guy, the whole thing is random flashbacks and stuff. And one of them is oh, you're worse than a black woman in hindsight. And it just cuts to two black women and a hairdresser. And the black woman's like, what did I tell you? It's because I told you. It's so good.
it's so wrong. Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is that Forget Family Guy doing that. Like that was like he was like, yeah, I'm gonna Seth Rogen was like Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane. That's Seth Rogen. What the hell? Yeah, Seth MacFarlane was like, I'm gonna do that. Whatever. I will have a good laugh.
Yeah.
But someone actually went through the episodes,
Yes.
edited it, took those out specifically. Can you imagine that person? Now, would you consider that person racist? The one who made the compilation video
Yeah.
of all the Family Guy black people, this and that.
I actually find them very, they did a service for people like me who don't want to go, like, remember the jokes and don't want to bother going through the episode.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh yeah, it's right there. It's very funny.
Yeah, so this brings me a very good point about like racism, right? So on
Yes.
one hand, you're looking at this from he just decided to take out all these things that were already there,
Yeah.
put them all together to have a good laugh, right?
Yeah.
On the other hand, I could also look at it and be like, okay, this guy probably was studying racism and like was trying to put a whole case against Family Guy,
Yeah.
right? How racist it is, compiled everything, put it on YouTube hoping to get some feedback, and you just happen to be the person who just did not leave a comment of whether you thought it was racist.
That's
And
true.
just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You see that? And on the other hand, it could also be basically a celebration of like, yeah, we're like that, whatever, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
so what? You know, let's all have a good laugh about our generalization of what we actually do.
Yeah.
Which is really bizarre. This is one thing I when I go to schools, I talk about is that I may be Indian, right? But I go to schools, talk about my story. And I always have some point where I say, look, everyone has their own story. And just because I'm Indian does not mean that I is equal to the other Indian guy there as well. For example, in Hong Kong, I had that joke, right, where I have this guy walking down the street and he bumps into me. He says, "Hey, kwai lo, I'm gonna kwai lo," right?
Yeah.
He'd call me kwai lo and everything, right?
Right.
And I got upset and I was like, oh, you how rude of you. Don't you dare call me kwai lo.
Yeah.
Because I should be called acha. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Acha
Get
is
your
the-
racism right.
Exactly,
Yeah.
get your racism right.
Yeah.
And it always throws people off because they're not expecting me to be like, excuse me, could you do it in like correctly at
Yeah.
least, right? And I tell people, I say, now, just because I'm okay with it, well, I'm not really okay, but I'm like, whatever, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that,
You're 40. Like
Yeah.
after some time, you're like, my face is not gonna change. My skin tone is not gonna change.
Yeah.
Their perspective, like their perception.
Yeah.
Maybe you can change some people, the young people or whatever. But like a 50-year-old Chinese man is not gonna change
Yeah.
his view on brown people.
Exactly.
It's just not gonna happen.
And it's a stranger on the street. He probably just said it, instinctively,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm not going to have a long conversation, but let me explain about the history of this.
Yeah.
So for me, number one, and secondly, I always say racism to me, I always joke about how I'm too busy to get, discriminated.
Yeah.
I'm just like, buddy, if you're a stranger on the street saying something random and I'm going to be like, oh, you have changed my day.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm in trouble now.
Yeah, it's
know?
kind of like what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. That guy who was yelling at me on the bus line.
Oh, yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, that's already, once you engage, you're already lost.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with these people. It's like, you're not going to stop a guy pushing a trolley on the street,
Yeah.
telling you something racist. Like, hey, man, we're all humans.
Yeah.
I am born here, actually. So your perception of people who look like me is different.
Yeah.
And, Indians and Pakistani are different. It's like,
Yeah. He's going to try to go like, tell me more.
yeah, exactly. He's gonna
exactly.
just drop the fucking
Yeah.
trolley and be like, "Oh no, yeah, okay, that's fine."
Yeah.
And then there's a bus driver yelling at both of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Get off
Like,
the
get out,
street.
get out of the street in my way. I'm like, excuse
That's a Family
me.
Guy sketch right
Yeah,
there.
right over there. And then we both turn to the bus driver. We're like, "Excuse me, we're both taxpayers." And the other guy's like, "Well," I'm like, "No, you don't fall into the tax bracket. You're still a payer.
Yeah.
You just don't happen to be in the tax bracket."
Yeah.
Like having on his side, I like you already, man.
Yeah.
You're-
And then you all start singing like Flash Mob.
yeah, exactly. Right? And I'll tell you a funny joke. I actually have a client that he likes to call me Ho Cha. Okay, so cha also means bad. Like say I need Ho Cha, Ho Cha.
So what does Acha like directly translate to?
Okay, so basically, from when I did my research stories, there's two stories to it, right? One is the funny one that's not real. One is the real one that's real. Okay, the funny one is that when Indians came to Hong Kong, they were eager to do any kind of job they could to make some money. And in my language, the word for okay is acha, acha, acha. So it's like whatever I do this, acha, 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 right? So it became thing. Oh, these are the achas,
All right.
They say acha to everything,
Right.
Which became one of my jokes. I'm like, so what you've done is you've taken the term in my language for okay,
Yeah.
and called me that.
Yes.
You know what the word for okay in Cantonese is? Ho.
Nice.
Hey, look at these bunch of hoes
Yeah,
right over
yeah,
here.
yeah. That's
like,
funny.
That's stupid, right?
Yeah.
But that was the original Salih story, right? That's not
Sure.
true, obviously. The other one was that when the British colony times before 1997, the British hired a lot of Indians to come be the police in Hong Kong. And in Cantonese, people would call police like Chayan. So chai. so cha yan, right? Okay, and they would be, oh, these guys, cha yan, right? And so they would call dia cha. So that was the way they would just kind of call the police,
Right.
And eventually, because all the Indian Sikhs and everything were police, they automatically connected, acha, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it became in a way the equivalent to guaylo. It's like that's just the term we kind of like to know who we're talking about, what we're referring to. So acha was like the police in a way, but it mostly were all Indians anyway. Therefore, they were thinking, oh, okay, that's what we call them acha. However, why it's not seen the same light as, let's say, guaylo nowadays is mostly because of you can see the class status. You can see also like it's a class thing. Why is guaylo celebrated by even white people, whereas acha is like, could we not do that? Because when you say guaylo, the perception of a typical Hong Konger is like, oh, they're superior.
Yes.
Right? Because back then, of course, you had that.
Yeah.
Whereas acha was like, nowadays at least, before maybe they still were, but then again, they were police, so they're like, oh, we don't like them anyway. But nowadays, they're like, oh, the acha, you can sense that. And it's very
When did that switch? Would the switch happen when the guaylo word started being more revered?
I think from all along, you would see in like different TV dramas back then, every time the police commissioner was a white guy, right? And then you would have like the thieves being the brown guy. And it's everywhere in the world, right? You have that kind of perception. So automatically, without people realizing, when you watch this stuff growing up, you automatically go like, oh, the guy with the goatee is the bad guy.
Yes.
Right? The guy with
But it's fascinating to me that the acha was being used to refer to the police.
Yeah.
While now, it's actually the police are the ones who find
exactly.
acha and stop them.
Yeah, which is ironic because the police are yelling at us with their own name.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
They don't know. They probably don't know that.
I guarantee they don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine me coming to you like, Vivek?
Yeah.
Right? You're like, what are you doing, dude? Are you like, what's wrong with you, man? I'm like, I'm calling you. It's like, no, you're not. You're calling yourself.
Yeah.
And this is a very deep philosophical thing of who were they really calling? They were calling their inner child.
Yeah.
So that was the background of it. However, the problem is because media and all this stuff you will see is just reinforcing the idea. Like, for example, nowadays you lesson like, okay, let's use this. So when suicides happen, there was a time when it would be published, suicide here, this calendar. And then over time, they kept telling people, look, don't publish all these things because people who are on the tendency to commit suicide will read this, and then that is the thing that will push them over the edge.
Yes, it can be like, oh, other people, they can relate to other people. They're like, other people are doing it.
Yeah, I kind of want to do it. You know what? Let me just do it.
Or I even want to be on the paper because some people,
they feel some significance. At least someone will notice me.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And it's very true. It actually is like one of the things when you see a lot of these, you're like, you know what? I'm going as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then the newspaper would not say acha, obviously. They can't put that.
Yeah.
But they would put like South Asian. Lama Yoy.
Yeah.
A lot of those South Asian man, South Asian woman, And it was, again, why is it specific?
Yes.
You don't say northeastern,
Yeah, you don't say, Hong Kong, like Chinese. You don't say Hong Kong Chinese.
Yeah, you don't say. So you don't say where they're from. It's irrelevant for the article, at least. However, they knew its sensationalization, where like basically when we say that, like, oh, see, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And again, this is the reality of life: is that when one negative news comes out, 10 good news gets wiped away automatically.
Yeah.
Right. And like I could go do all the good things, and all I need is one guy robbing a bank, and they have to say, oh, suspected South Asian man is like, oh, even worse.
I had a girlfriend like many years ago, and her family was from Mongolia, and she said it was really difficult. Like her mom told her it was going to be difficult to tell her Mongolian side of the family about me because her grandpa in like the 70s or whatever got ripped off, scammed or whatever by a Yemeni person.
Oh.
So in the 70s, one person from a country very far from mine, and the only shared identity we have is that we're both from the Middle East.
Yeah.
And since then, that guy has hated all Arabs.
Yeah.
Like anyone with that name. Like it can be like a Pakistani guy with the name Mohammed. It's like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And she's like a 90-year-old Mongolian man. He's not gonna change.
No.
And she's like, oh no, we can't tell him. He's gonna flip out.
Yeah.
Like, all right,
man. I totally understand that. I mean, I put it this way: is that even now that I'm 41, there are certain beliefs that I'm just like, I don't know, man. I can't. Like for example, I'm a strong believer of like I don't like when people are they just inherit stuff.
Yeah.
And they live off of that for the rest of their lives. I'm like, I'm not big on that. Like, you should earn what you have. I mean, sure, inherit, that's fine. But like, you should still be able to build your own, life and everything. The inheritance is maybe at most a support. But other people are like, well, I mean, it's only fair. It's a family thing.
Yeah.
It's my turn now to enjoy it. And it drives me nuts. And before maybe I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I can open my mind. Now I'm like, no.
Yeah.
If you live off of inheritance, you're pathetic to me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, it's also like, do you what purpose do you have
Yeah.
if you are like just living?
Yeah,
'Cause
it
obviously, like,
wasn't
in
yours.
today's world, like the purpose is to work and make money and like
You create
if
your own
already,
life.
Yeah, you create your
Yeah.
own life. If it's already given to you,
Yeah.
I guess there's always exceptions. There's always people like, okay, I'm gonna take this money and make something like
Sure,
create
yeah.
like a dog shelter or whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
That's
do
great.
something meaningful with it,
Exactly.
right? Yeah, that's why. I mean, that's why. If I met someone from Yemeni who got an inheritance
From
that lived-
Yemeni.
yeah, this is my level of ignorance of the Middle East. Yeah, The-
To be fair, Yemeni is the nationality. Yemen is the country.
That's right. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. I remember, because I remember when I saw that, I was like, man, that my first way back when I first heard about this place, Yemen.
Yeah.
It was just in the beginning of my comedy career. I'm like, man, that's so cool. Like everyone over there must be into reggae because, like, where you from? Yemen.
Yeah, don't ever say that.
Yeah, it did pass.
Say mo to that joke.
Yeah, same old that joke. No problem, man. Oh, dude.
But yeah, in Hong Kong, like, we get mad about, and rightfully so. Like I was thinking that also, I think there is a line between discrimination and racism that I don't know how to define properly, because which one is the bigger umbrella? Is racism part under? You do that for sometimes.
So basically, it's just like the active or passive thing. Like discrimination is a situation. This is a form of discrimination. Racism, it would be like actually the action of it to be racist, right? So it's both ways. It's kind of like saying hungry and hunger.
Right.
You get my point? It's kind of like looking at it like that. But I'll put it this way. Racism happens, if you ask me, mostly due to insecurity. It is one person's ignorance of something, and they're just so insecure about themselves or the situation that anything external that they don't understand is a threat.
Right.
Okay, so it's like you could hate buff people, like people who are muscular.
Sure.
Because you're like, oh, they're taking all the women. It's like, well, hold on. I mean, not always. Not every woman wants like a strong muscular man. They kind of just want to. Some ladies really appreciate the guy that's kind of big belly. Like this teddy bear to hug, right?
Yeah.
And you just have to find that person. Now, of course, yes. Generally, you can see that the guy with the stronger arms and everything usually does seem to get more women because, of course, there's a sense of security, all that stuff, right? However, you cannot automatically blame that. And usually it happens because it's the guy that doesn't do anything, or he's just like, it's not my fault, I'm not buff because, I didn't get the genes. It's like, dude, nobody got the genes.
You can work on yourself.
You can work on yourself. And that's usually the case.
Yeah.
So you'll find, like, I used to have this joke as well for Hong Kong where racism changes depending where you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's use this experiment. I get on the MTR train. I get on in Central side and take the red Xinwan line. All right, I'm on Central. I'm standing on the train. I don't move. All right, the whole time I'm not moving. People get on the train. Perception is, oh, he probably works in Central. I'm guessing, at a bank or whatever.
Sure.
Okay, makes sense, right? Probably investment banking, whatever, right? Go to Admiralty. Oh, maybe a lawyer. Works in Pacific Place. Who knows, right? I go to Chim Sachoi. Bam, this guy makes suits.
Right.
Automatically, right?
Yeah.
Rolex and suits, okay?
Yeah.
I go up to Mong Kok. Oh, this guy definitely at ladies market at night. He's the guy that removes all the rods and the steel bars and everything, okay?
Yeah.
We move up to Sham Shui Po. Oh, he pushes all the fridges and old air conditioners, okay?
Yeah.
We get to Lai King. Oh, he works at the terminal port.
Yeah.
Where all the container ports and everything. We get to Chinwan. Oh, construction site guy. You get my point?
Yeah,
so,
of course.
Like, I didn't, and my joke is always like, I'm like, wow, like I am so qualified for so many different professions. Thank you, people. Like, I appreciate it.
I would love to see that in a montage when you're standing on the MTR and it's changing behind you. And then also your outfit is changing.
Yeah.
That would be super
right?
cool.
That would be such a good ad. And be like,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I come off and I'm just like, I'm a comedian.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
That's perfect. Please, someone make this.
That'd be so good, right? Oh, man. I bet you the Hong Kong government, like, if they really are spying on us, and if they contact me about this, we know they're listening to us.
Yes.
Right? That's going to happen. But the point is that, so I tell people about the story and I say, look, I don't blame anyone for having the perception, because if you grew up your whole life in, let's say, Xinwan, the type of non-Chinese person you encounter is very different from the type of non-Chinese person you probably encounter in Central, right? So someone who lives in, or basically is in and out of Central all the time, will see someone like me and go like, okay, yeah, what about it?
Yes.
Right? When you're in Central and you hear people speak English, you're like, yeah, and?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you go to restaurants, like let's say you go to Soho, they talk to you in English.
Yeah,
right?
Automatically.
Yeah. And you kind of go like, what was the table for?
I actually, I don't eat out much, but like anytime I walk into a place like this, I don't even think, like obviously I look like a foreigner, but I don't think I hear even service in Cantonese in a lot of these places when I pass by.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
look,
just like, they speak probably to Asian people also first in English.
Yeah.
To make sure that they don't offend
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
In case they're not Cantonese speakers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll notice that, like, for example, Black Sheep Group and everything, a lot of their restaurants in Soho
Yeah.
go straight into English.
Yes.
Right. And I have no problem with that, but they
Yeah.
know their clientele that they're targeting.
Yeah.
And also when you come to this area, you're like, okay, what about it? Reverse it. Let's say Bakehouse, the cookies. Yeah. So Bakehouse over there, they will speak all the English, Cantonese, or Mandarin depending on the clientele. Again, they know their clientele.
It's mostly Mandarin. Let's face it
Yes,
now.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
by the way,
Yeah.
following our tradition,
Yes.
I had friends visiting from Shanghai over the weekend, and I took them yesterday, Saturday, we're recording on Sunday as usual, Saturday, like maybe 4 p.m. to Bakehouse
Yeah.
to, of course, try to egg tarts. First time ever seeing a sign that says, we're sold out of egg
Oh,
tarts.
you haven't seen those before?
Never seen it before. I'm like, oh my God, good on you. And also, damn,
Yeah.
you don't want, like, there is a crazy queue.
Yeah.
So I see some people turned away, including us. But I'm like, you don't want that money? That's like obviously good that they're trying to keep up with the quality and everything.
Yeah.
But that's such a good problem to have. And
Yeah.
also, I'm very impressed.
At 4 p.m.
At 4 p.m.
Now, don't forget, what they do is that you might come at, let's say, 3:30 p.m. and you can leave your reservation, pay for the order, get like, let's say, 12 egg tarts. They do like a minimum of 6 or
Really?
something. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why then.
And then you can come back at 5 something and pick it up. Therefore, 4 p.m. is already too late because they can't keep up with the back order.
Yes.
That's why.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, that's that level, man. I mean, so that's why for me, every now and then on the mornings when I pass by, and if I'm lucky enough that it's not line, I'm buying bread or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me get one egg tart.
I feel like you should genuinely get some sort of like
Fast
a
pass?
special treatment.
Yeah. I mean,
or like you come in from the coffee side, the coffee
Yeah, just go
window
for, like-
side, and just like we got
Yeah.
You give them the octopus or whatever.
Yeah.
I really,
Oh,
Liam,
man.
come on, hook this guy up.
Let me put it this way: if that happened, the crowd will look at me and be like, "Racist." They're like,
Yeah.
because he's
yeah.
brown.
Everyone, you just hear everyone in the crowd, hacha, hacha, hacha.
Yeah.
And then maybe I don't know what's the racist term in Mandarin from brown people. There is one for sure.
I'm sure, yeah.
I just don't know it. We go with La Wai, which is similar to Guaylo.
Oh yeah, but that's more like the foreigner kind of like
But it's actually also
bad.
used. Yes, it's exactly. It's used relatively in a negative way.
Yeah.
In China, even though it directly translates to like old teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
But in China, they still use like this fucking Lawai is here.
Yeah.
You know, it's just mostly because
Hey man, guaylo is here used so much. Like if you go to, like I said, more of the rural areas, it's not even, no one's noticing. It's the term.
Yeah.
And look, I'll put it this way: it is actually officially, if I remember correctly, with the racial discrimination ordinance in Hong Kong now, you cannot say guaylo.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit! What about the beer company? That's insane.
You know, so I mean, that's why it's only in English, I guess. But no,
Yes.
you can't call someone a guaylo. I put it
You
that
can't.
way.
So that's like a offense of sort. Like
technically,
by
if
law.
someone, technically yes.
Whoa!
Okay, so
I didn't know that.
So I had this other joke. I was like, so they have now made saying the word guaylo or calling someone guaylo illegal. Do you know that, like, the poor white guy who spent all these years to
Yes.
learn the phrase guaylo?
Yes,
Like, hello
yes.
everyone, I'm guaylo.
Yeah.
Thinking he's like this happy guy. Now cannot say it. He has to come up with another phrase.
Yeah.
Right? And the other phrase is like, for example, Western guy. Will be like sai bin yan, And he's like, sai bin, yeah. And everyone's like, what was he talking about? Right? And it
Well,
was just-
I have a joke about this, the Western thing, because that's another fascinating thing to
Yeah.
me, is the fact that like I am from Egypt, which is the Middle East, according to, not to go on a rant about like the Western perspective on things, but according to whoever made the rules, which I guess is the Brits at the time.
Yeah, because that's where they were. Therefore, you're
Exactly,
east to me. Yeah,
correct.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's obviously everything's relative, blah blah blah. But according to our word, I'm from the Middle East. Clearly, nothing Western in that.
Yeah.
But then my joke is that like I wanted to know, what it feels like to be called a Westerner, because
Yeah.
I see them on movies and they look cool and blah blah. So I just moved to China.
Yeah.
And now I am included in that group.
Yeah. Officially,
Which again
yeah.
is fascinating because that's also a form of racism in and of itself.
Yeah.
To be like, I don't want to associate with that group
Yeah, I
anymore.
wanna be associated with this
I want to
group
be
now.
associated
Yeah.
with this group. And further to this point, going back to your thing about TST versus or Kowloon versus Hong Kong, Hong Kong Island. When I was living in Kowloon, I'll be like, okay, I'm just here, and there's a lot of brown people around me, and it feels like, okay, I just moved here first. your introduction to a place is usually like where you feel like this is the original thing, right?
Yeah.
And then when I moved so I barely came to Hong Kong Island because I was working on the Kowloon side as well, and I would come for shows only. And to me, that's like a trip to the other side.
Yeah.
And I moved to Hong Kong Island a little over 3 years ago. And since then, I've been to Kowloon maybe 5 times in total.
That's very true. I mean, very true.
And it's like, oh shit, this is
I
where
become
it's
them.
at.
Yeah,
I became them, but also
Yeah.
very quickly adapted that new personality
Yeah.
of like, I live in Central.
Yeah, what
Are you
about it?
crazy?
Yeah.
Exactly. What about it? Like, I'm not like everyone else sucks. It's just like, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm used to it. Yeah.
I'm part of this thing, and
Yeah.
it becomes so quick.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, but also you have that hidden like, Kowloon is like, whatever.
I mean, it's very true. Put it this way: like, if you basically go to Repulse Bay and you go hang out there and everything, or Deepwater Bay and everything, you're used to that kind of lifestyle. Want to sit there, have a coffee. The vibe is different.
Look at the beach. For
Yeah,
hours,
you know, and then you go to, let's say, the seafront in Shim Sa Tsui. You're like, I don't want to sit in Starbucks over there. This is terrible. You know, this is all concrete. I don't like this. And it happens. It really does happen. Like, even for me, if it wasn't for my work that requires me to go travel pretty much all over Hong Kong. I would rarely have the need to go to, let's say, the new territories, because I'm like, why would I? Like, what is it offering me that I'm suddenly going like, I have to go here? But that's also the thing that it makes me appreciate it, because, like, thanks to my work, I'm able to see and explore parts of it and maybe go like, I actually do like this. And the change is really good. For example, very often I go to, let's say, Botanical Garden or whatever, and I go there, I'm like, you know what? This is great. Just sitting over here, kids playing around, I'm looking at the fountain, reading a book. I need to do this more.
Yeah.
Right? And every single time I'm like, I need to do this more. And it's on my list, on my to-do list, do it more.
It's
Never
on the list.
happened.
It says, do more of this.
Oh, yeah. Every
do
10
more of this.
Yeah, do more of this. Every 10 days, my to-do list will pop up, go for a walk in the park.
Right.
And every 10 days, I'm like, shit, man. Maybe 10 days later.
Snooze
dude.
button.
Yeah,
basically.
snooze, exactly. You know, and that's what I mean. When I go to parts of, let's say, okay, I'll give you an example. When I go to, let's say, Tuen Mun, okay, let's say more of the, if you've seen, it's the brown line.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
Yeah,
I used to work there. The coffee company was like Chin Wan. So like,
Shin Wan, So it's a little bit further away
Sure,
from there, right? Okay,
yeah.
so you get there. You can get there really quickly, right? Thanks to the trains.
And you can
that
bike around. There's like this crazy big bike.
Exactly, yeah. It's all
bike
biking
thing.
over there and
Yeah.
everything. But my point is that you get there, and then let me give you an example. Like, every time I go there, you take the light rail, right? And that is where you see the difference. You compare people standing outside the tram versus people at the light rail, and just notice the mood and the tone and everything. And you can feel that at this point, people are like, I just want to get home. I just want to get home. you
Yeah.
know? And I get it, because, like, imagine every day you're commuting in Hong Kong. Now, I'm not comparing overseas. Overseas an hour is like whatever, right? In Hong Kong, you're commuting per direction 1 hour. That's 2 hours of your life that's gone.
Yeah.
And you're going home, and it's all great and everything. Then you got to the light rail, and you stand there. So there's a lot of waiting. And I notice when I go there, I'm just like waiting. I'm like, what am I doing, man? I just wait another 5 minutes. The light rail's another 10 minutes. That's another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you know,
I'm
20
never getting these back.
yeah, never. And I'm just like, dude, 20 minutes for me is like, I can go here, do a set, come out, go back home, and like, I'm just standing at a stop right now. And it's these moments where I go like, okay, I realize a bit more about myself. At the same time, however, people tell me they like that, because once you get there, it's like, why am I rushing? You know, I'll just wait. What's the big deal? I'm like, that's another good point. Because when I'm in the city, I'm like, I gotta, you know, over there, you're like, I don't have a choice to rush, so I'm not going to. Again, these are the things that you can say it's not about the skin color, but it's about the mindset and lifestyle. But that's the point. When I go overseas, and let's say I go to Melbourne, man, first week I'm jealous. I'm like, it's so good. You know, people live. By the third week, buddy.
Yeah, you're like, hey, keep it moving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you, man? You know, like I get it. You had your coffee. Can we go?
Can we start the day?
Yeah.
Dude, I would recommend never going to the Middle East, because during Ramadan is just like everything. We have a joke that's like everything is after Ramadan, because people are fasting. They're slow. They are starting their days like legally, like officially they shorten the working hours, so people don't have to work as hard. But also, we already don't work hard, and we already start late. So in Ramadan, literally, no government office is gonna serve you before 10 a.m. because they're just slow and cranky. But then also they take longer breaks, and then they go home early. So you end up being from like, you can probably get served between like 10:30 to 12, and then from 12 to like 1:30, and then you're done. And that's it. That's the entire government of a whole country. Or a whole region for a month, by the way.
Man,
1 out of 12.
That's crazy.
But after Ramadan, there is the Eid, which is a week off It's fine. Everyone has national holidays.
Yeah.
But after that, that's like, oh, we're slowly easing back into work.
Yeah.
So it's just you end up losing like
2 months.
2 months of 10 months. It's like, what are you doing?
I mean, like that's the thing that makes like on one hand it gives you a lot of hope where you're like, man, I'll do pretty all right. You know, if I had this work ethic, I should never ever have to sleep on the streets.
Yeah.
Right. But on the other hand, yeah, when you're in the situation, you're like, guys, what is wrong with you people? Then you complain about this. Like
Yeah.
I was joking the other day. I was like, you know, oh the Australian dollar is going down, the economy. This. I'm like, yeah, you close your shops at 6.
yeah.
What do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah, exactly.
I came with money at 6:01. You're like, no. I was like, well, what do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, you go home at like 6 p.m. It's like you're not making money for longer than you are making money.
Yeah.
Then of course you're.
Yeah, losing because
You're
spending
losing.
It. Yeah, the other
Exactly.
hours you're not making, you're spending. you
Yes,
know?
yes.
Yeah, and then
but
like,
that also makes me realize I'm such a Hong Konger now. I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you not spending time making money? That's crazy.
I mean, because exactly. So on one hand, I've had many people complain about, oh, Hong Kongers, they're rude, they're this and that, and I always say, look, I understand. I'm not saying we're polite or anything. What I am saying is like it's the way of the game. I always tell people, look, you cannot go to somewhere and tell them that this is not right. It's like saying honesty is the best policy. That's why I don't play poker. It's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with this. That's the way the game is played.
Yes.
It's got nothing to do with like your policy.
Yeah, go
of,
make your own rules then.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so when you playing a game of poker and you get upset at your friend for lying to you, you're like, what?
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people, when you come to Hong Kong, like, try your best not to use that game rules and play this game over here.
Yeah.
It's like Monopoly. The game is to build houses and everything and not to have friendly transactions.
Sure.
That's not the point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure, sometimes you can gang up with a friend and everything. It's going to have politics.
That's
like,
also part of the rules, as long
Yeah.
as it's within the rules.
yeah, it's as long as within
Yeah.
the rule. And I mean, sure, there's some ways to bend it, this and that. I get it. Like, for example, maybe you and myself before the game, we'd be like, all right, you know what, but we're going to help each other out, right?
Sure.
I'll try not to screw your land. You try not to screw my land. If we have certain lands we can sell to each other, let's do it. We can win-win kind of a deal, right? But my point is that that's natural with life in general. But the point is that when you play Monopoly, you don't think of poker. You don't go like, I'm going to go and screw these guys over. It's like, buddy, you're not going to like the game if your intention is just to screw everyone over.
Yeah.
But if you go and play poker and you're like, that's the fucking whole point. I need to kind of trick these and be deceptive.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with sunglasses and everything. It's nothing
Yeah.
to do with I hate you and everything. It's
Of
like,
course.
that's the game.
Yeah, I mean, there is something also. I feel like we mingle a little differently in Hong Kong as well in terms of like circles.
Yeah.
Of obviously part of it is your language abilities
Yeah.
and you having local friends, and me having local friends, but are usually the ones that are mingled more with expats.
Yeah.
But there is a certain type of, I don't know if I want to call it racist, but certain type of guaylo that I've seen here that I mingle with sometimes that are only hanging out with other foreigners, and these drive me
yeah.
fucking nuts. And actually, to the point that I saw someone yesterday, like who I know, like, you know, secondhand, like someone who friend of a friend basically, and they were walking on the street, and I think they were part of a bachelorette party, and so I knew because the bride was wearing the veil.
Yeah.
But I counted, so my friend was one of them, but I counted there's about 24 to 26 women who are all white.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, there is, spin it the way you want. Like, you know, I really thought about it because, you know, I go into like my own deep rabbit holes and I'm like, spin it the way you want. If you live here for X amount of time,
yeah.
and you are pretty much only like this, because bachelorette means your closest people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And if all of your closest people are just the same color,
Yeah.
even if you're going to be like, well, two of them are Russian or whatever, it's like, you get my point.
Yeah.
It's like, not one. This is kind of like, it makes me uncomfortable knowing that I know one of them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what are you doing wrong that led you to this?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Now, I will give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, let's
Yeah.
just say that day happened, the bachelorette party day, happened to have, let's say, a big Cantopop concert. And all her Chinese friends just happened like, I love you and everything, but this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Yes.
You know, I don't really have much faith with you, this other guy you're going to be married with, so I
Yeah.
feel like we're going to do this again sometime soon. Statistically, 50% of marriages break anyway, so
Yes.
this concert is his final ever concert. He's never doing it again, and
Yeah.
right? Maybe that. Or what happened is that she sent the email out and thought, it'll be funny to use Google Translate and put it into in Chinese. And the Chinese translation was all wrong with the date and the time.
Yeah.
They never showed up, right? But this is all us bullshitting.
Yeah, exactly. I love the fact that the second one is funny because it could happen.
Could.
But the first one, I love that you assume that not only that she knows local people, but she knows local people are so into pop culture.
Yeah.
Like, because the best she can do is to have an Asian friend who I guarantee is also not from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Or did
One
not
of those.
grow up
Yeah,
here.
exactly. Yeah,
This
yeah.
woman, I have to say, who I don't know, never met in my life, has never ever had a local friend.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Honestly,
It's just like a sheer number of people. She's walking with a gaggle of women
Yeah.
in the streets of Hong Kong, drunk, loud, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, lady, you have some awareness.
I mean, look, I'll put it this way: is that, as I said in the beginning, like everyone's got their own story, but I do agree with you on this point where. Yes, you'll get comfortable in your zone, and doesn't just apply to, let's say, white women or whatever. Even
Yes.
like Indians, I can see, like for example, I've been to different Indian events where you can totally tell that they stay within their circle.
Yes.
You know, it's a comfort thing. I totally understand, but I always say it's such a shame when you're living in a place that where you're
Yes.
not the majority and you end up just sticking with the minority.
Yeah.
Then why you're limiting yourself to enjoy life over here? It's like saying, you know, I'll take the train only up to Shim Sachoy, never to Mongkok. I'm like, you know, they've got some good stuff over there.
Yes.
It's not as scary as bad you think.
Yeah.
Right? It's like when my friends before were like, oh, you've never been to Chungking Mansion, we don't know what it's like. I'm like, just walk in. It's like nothing's dangerous. If it was that bad,
Yes.
it would be pretty much a big deal all over the news. Like it'll be pretty much understood as well. Right? So the fact that it's in the smack dead center of like Shim Sachoy.
Yeah.
with-
And it's the diversity that we have here too. It's
Yeah.
like you are in a place that has people from quite literally all over the world.
yeah, everywhere.
And you have access to them.
Yeah.
And it's like, as you said, like, yeah, if you want to just, and also now with like the apps and whatever, like you can find people outside. This is not the 20s anymore.
Yeah, there are
you don't
so-
have to stay in the quarter
Yeah.
of your own
Yeah.
residence.
I mean, there are so many different apps for, let's say, networking, making friends, or even like just basically these apps designed for people to mix with different cultures.
Yes.
Right? And then you go there, you join the social groups, and you meet
Yes.
people just out of fascination. There's some like language groups as well where
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
there. Yeah. And the idea is just to, I mean, no one's saying become a long-term friend or whatever, but just go
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, very cool, very cool.
Yeah. And there is actually, yeah, that's the thing. Is like there is more, and you see those pockets. And you're right. I don't want it to make it just about white people. It's just like the pockets of expats who are just like, you know, have their own restaurants and they have their own little like routine. And then even when they travel, you see them like on social media going to like Thailand or whatever. And it's the same, like that group, as an example, is the same group that goes to Thailand together.
Yeah.
And it's like you can see they're not mingling with the locals there either. And you see the locals in the background just serving drinks. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I know. It's a shame because I get there's a certain privilege and they're like, yeah, why do I need to go out of my comfort zone? And okay, because maybe we were not given that privilege to start off
Yes.
with. So we're like, we had to kind of climb up and we realized, wait a second, the climb is not that bad. You get to see so much more. And I tell people, honestly, you live in Hong Kong, no one's saying you cannot just stay, let's say, in your own circle for the rest of your life. But it's like saying, I only eat char siu bao
Yeah.
and I never eat any other bao, right? And it's like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm Chinese, that's all I eat. It's like, but there's a lot of other, no one's saying you can't. Why are you limiting yourself? It doesn't make sense. But again, it's one of those things of like fixed mindset where it's like, no, I'm happy, I'm good. And again, let's get into a little philosophical over here. Now, just because we have networks with people of all races, right, doesn't mean our friendship is much better than anyone else who has that circle of their own people. However, at the same time, I always say diversity is where the beauty is, where you explore more, you might realize, oh, I actually like this stuff. I never realized until I checked it out.
Dude,
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how many, like over 11 years in Asia, how many times I realized that not only that I did not know anything about a particular thing or learned about something new, which is normal because I'm not from this part of the world, but also like things that I had completely wrong based on little to no information back home. Japanese food is a good example.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you grow up in a different part of the world and you're told like, they eat raw fish. That's fucking weird or
Yeah.
whatever. And it's just like, you know, I don't even remember anymore when was the first time that I'm like, had like proper good sushi or sashimi. I'm like, oh my God, this is...
Right?
How can anyone not like this?
That's what I mean.
You know?
Like when I explain to people, like, okay, you might have thought about the concept on paper. Again, I always tell people this is the problem. When you look at something on paper, it doesn't make sense. I know, I get
you
it.
eat raw fish? Ew.
Yeah, it's like the comedy shows don't make sense. Come to a room and listen to a guy talk.
Yes.
What the fuck? Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Nobody listens to me. Listen to my friend. Why would I listen to you? It's like,
Yeah.
because they make you laugh. I'm like, it's okay. My friend makes me laugh already. I'm good,
Exactly.
you know. Yeah, it's hard to explain. On the other hand, same things. Like, come to this place to listen to this person talk because they know better. It's like, who the fuck are they? You know, just because you read like two special books, you know better than me. You know, there's so many things of this where I say on paper it doesn't make sense. I've always said, one of my jokes again is that, hey, let's go out and count from 10 to 1. It's fucking stupid. Well, we do it, but we do it on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
It's fucking great, right?
Yeah.
But on paper, it's like, wait, so a bunch of people in crowds that you can't move in is going to stand there and just wait and waste their time to count from 10 to 1 and then just wait another 1 hour to get out of there. What was the point of that?
Yeah.
You know, so again, I tell people if you're unwilling to explore, okay, fine, whatever. But I really feel, you know, you have one life, all that stuff, and you're doing yourself a disservice. In the same way, if you are unwilling to understand someone's culture and using your own metrics to decide whether their culture makes sense, you're again limiting yourself because you're playing Monopoly using poker rules.
Yes.
It's like, you'll never have fun with this because you'll always go like, ugh, people like that. Which brings me to one last thing is I remember watching like an Instagram video of this lady, TikToker or something, who's talking about like, you know, she's moved to the US for a while and, you know, now she used to be in Hong Kong and she realized that Hong Kong people are really rude and she wants to apologize for that. She's changed her way, she's improved. And I was like, look, I'm not saying, like, for example, and you see all these comments like, yeah, you know, people don't open the door, you know, it's really rude. I'm like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Wait. So you find, because you expect people to open the door or hold the door for you a little bit after they open the door, that is normal, right? Whereas over here, that's considered over the top bonus polite.
Yes.
Okay. In the same way, in Japan, when you go somewhere, you'll see those typical memes and everything where like there's an up and a down staircase.
Yes.
And the up is packed. Down is empty.
Yeah.
Now in Hong Kong, everyone's like, fuck that, I'll go through the downside and just get to where I need to get to, right? It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because from a simply productive point of view, it's like be flexible in your thinking. Just because it says down and only down, but at this point the up is congested, can we all be a little bit smart and think outside the box and say, look, at this point no one's coming down.
Yes,
so let's start going up there, right? On one hand, that's a very smart business decision. On the other hand, like there's no discipline, right?
Yeah.
So now which is better? Which is the right way? Like for example, there's a fire happening and we're all trying to get out of this building and you're like thinking, no, discipline first. We're going to go the up way. And then people at the back are burning because you're still stuck with that mindset.
Of course.
You get it?
Yeah.
So that's why I tell people,
yeah,
like,
you need that flexibility that across all sorts of
exactly, yeah. So like on one hand, someone who says discipline is important, where they put the priority of discipline as first, will say this is not right. I'd rather burn to death than go up the stairs that way, which again makes sense. For example, if I'm competitive and you know you challenge me, I'll be like, dude, I'd rather like work until I get sick before I'm gonna give up. Whereas someone else is like, no, health is important.
Yes.
What do you get out of the win of this? I'm like, you're very true, right? Like I'm thinking about victory versus health. You're thinking about health versus victory.
Yeah, of course.
You get it?
Yeah, and I mean, on the other hand, going back to Hong Kong and the issue we have, we're talking about, we also, I don't want us to come off as like, oh no, we don't, exactly, we don't discriminate or whatever. Like, and this was mentioned many times in the podcast. It's like we get very annoyed, both of us. I would say, speaking for both of us. That Chinese tourists when they are clogging up our path,
honestly, I think the annoyance,
and that's not just us. That's like it's in all the jokes that comedians make, but also in general, Hong Kong people, I would say, because we spend a lot of time saying, oh, expats like can sometimes stay in their own bubble and blah blah blah, or the Hong Kong police discriminate against us. The Hong Kong locals, a lot of them have quite negative feeling, and this is where it goes away from the racism, because they're the same race, literally,
it's not racism,
into discrimination.
And it's more like classism.
Classism, that's another thing.
I mean, put it this way, like you can see the UK Indian versus the India Indian.
Oh, yeah.
And you can really see like, it's one of those. And you can really tell the difference in mentality and everything. They're like a bit like, oh, but I'm from UK. You know?
Yeah. You can see it sometimes with the accent. Like I think maybe a long time ago I shared this. I went with Annie to a mall in Melbourne to buy something, and the lady who was selling us literally a pen, she was doing like a demonstration, the pen, and she was Chinese, and she so clearly had a very heavy fake American accent. That I was driving me up the fucking wall. I'm like, can you just speak normally? I've been in Asia for too long. I know what you're doing.
You're putting on this thing because people.
Exactly, but it's like, why?
But
then you can't like. I don't think she's enjoying this. It's just the fact that
Maybe it's company policy, and it happens. For
Yes.
example, like with the call centers, right? They would have trainings for certain, like in India.
oh
and
me,
everything.
I had that for years.
You get it? So
Yeah.
like, why is it that the way I speak is not good? They're like, oh, because our clientele, they don't understand it, or they want to hear a familiar voice.
Yes.
There's so much of that stuff, and it's very true. Like, for example, if you have a salesperson that talks in a very heavy Indian accent,
Yeah.
and you want to buy something, and you're
It would be hilarious because you'll be distracted because you'll be laughing the whole time.
Number one, that,
Yes.
right? Number one, that. So, like, versus the other person who was, okay, let's say English is my second language, and now
Yeah.
you have a heavy Indian accent. Now we're in trouble, right? Again, and this store's not selling nothing because, like, nobody understands what they're saying to each other. You get it?
Yeah.
So, again, there's so much that, hence what I mean about the flexibility of, like, okay, everyone's got their own story. There's a reason behind this. But yes, the American accent thing, I totally get it because you can tell that they're like, oh, I have to put on this little accent because, you know,
Yeah.
it's like having someone who clearly is, you know, let's say an exchange student working in a shop and saying howdy. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
You know, this is
But
unnecessary.
then how this is, I think, the issue of mainland tourists here is also quite tricky because you know, if you want to really be neutral about it and talk about the locals not liking certain things that the mainland tourists do, whether it's like, you know, not respecting the rules, you're speaking of the rules, not respecting the rules,
Yeah.
you know, not standing on the right side of escalator, blah, 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 or like standing in the middle of the street literally and taking photos and risking their own lives.
Can I just
and
say the one photo that I've noticed has been happening? It's the I'm taking 2 steps forward and film that video. Have you
Yes,
seen those?
yes.
Dude, I every time I'm like, oh, I know what they're doing, and I'm like, what is this? What is this trend of like I'm holding a bag and just taking 2 steps? That all right, we got the
Yeah.
shot. It's like what I don't,
You
hold
can
on.
try to be as accepting as possible in terms of like, this is harmless.
Yeah.
Like if someone is standing on the sidewalk not blocking people and doing this, we can joke about it as like, this is fucking lame. What is the
Yeah,
point?
exactly, yeah.
But at the same time, I can't be like, I hate you, you should
Yeah, yeah.
die.
Yeah.
But then people again who is like standing on Kennedy Town, like in front of the
remember, yeah,
Arabica
yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
or whatever. There is now like McDonald Road, and
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
just
with
standing there
McDonald
because it's
packet, yeah, yeah.
but like in the street, like anything like this, you can't also fault a local who's
Yeah.
standing there is like, well, mainland people are this and that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So where do you draw the line between like letting people live of like, okay, they're just having fun. It's not my kind of fun. It's
Yeah.
very lame, but that's fine. I would
Yeah.
try to not look. Versus like not liking them or discriminating against them because they're objectively doing something dumb.
So that's the thing. Again, let's come back to what is considered silly, what's considered dumb. Is it really wrong? For example, maybe that you don't understand the game, the nature of the game, all this stuff. But again,
I mean, if you stand in the middle of the street in front of traffic, that is like,
yeah,
I think that
dangerous.
gives,
It gives you all authority to be like, what are you doing, right? So again, this is my point: is that at some point there's a certain level of human judgment. You have to think like, okay, you're trying to get the shot. I get what you're doing. I understand your objective here.
Yeah.
But let's look at it from a purely, just simply intelligence point of view of like, so you're standing in the location, trying to get a shot of in front of traffic. There's a risk of causing problems. It's like drunk driving, dude. Like, you know, I'm fine. I'm gonna drink. I'm like, we don't give a shit about you crashing the car and killing yourself. We're
Yeah.
worried about you crashing the car and killing someone else.
yes.
You get my point?
Yeah.
So at this point, like, take that damn photo. I don't care. But the problem is with you over there, someone's going to get in trouble. And they're going to be like, oh, we knocked this person down. But that person suddenly walked into the street trying to get that, you know, that shot. It's like, dude, you can't, you know, you're going to get someone in trouble. And I think that's the one thing Hong Kongers hate. It's that when you are in my way or you're causing something that might get me in trouble, I was like, buddy, fuck you, you know.
Well, let me throw you a curveball. As a local, and
Yeah.
you try to be as objective and neutral
Okay.
as possible.
All right.
And it's a curveball that you can easily relate to because it does happen to you sometimes.
Yes.
Big House. So now when Big House opens,
Yeah.
for years or whatever, it's like your local bakery, your local little gem
Yeah.
that you go to every day, you get your egg tarts and whatever. Now over the last year or so, I know you obviously can bend your schedule around their peak hours.
Yeah.
So, but try to think that you don't have that anymore.
Okay.
You only can go in
6
certain
PM
windows.
at rush hour, whatever, yeah.
Certain windows. And now for the last year, every time you try to get your egg tarts, your
Yeah.
favorite cookie, you just can't get to it anymore because there's always lines of Chinese stores.
Yeah.
You just like you're getting it 1 out of 10 times. It's mostly sometimes you get to the front of the line and the last
run
one
out,
was
yeah.
taken by Chinese tourists who's filming herself.
And then after they film it, they chuck it. And
You
see them
chuck
throw it away. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the price is getting higher.
Yeah.
And now, if you want your favorite bakehouse, you have to hope that they're gonna open another branch that you travel to for 30 minutes to get it.
Yeah.
Because the Chinese tourists are all going to the one place next to your
That's
house.
me. Yeah.
And it's just making you, and the price is going up.
Yes.
Because and you can't fold the business for it.
Yeah.
So you're the only one who's really affected in your little world is you
Yeah.
because of Chinese tourists. That's a real example.
Yes.
How do you
happens.
feel about
Okay,
this group of people?
Let me make it even worse. Let's say I made a post about bakehouse being tasty that
Yes.
went viral on the little
Yes.
red book
Yes,
and
yes.
caused this problem. Okay,
Exactly.
Now that's pissing me the hell off.
Yes.
Now the comedy side of me would be like, all right, okay, I have an idea. What I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna try to get a job at the supplier of the flour that they're getting and go over there and one day just taint the flour so they
Yeah.
get food poisoning and then post about that on the same channel that got it popular.
Right.
So that everyone's like, never go there, gang. And I'm like, yeah, go to Vizion. Right? I'm like, go there, the best ever, right?
Right.
And then eventually that will solve the problem. Now that's the comedy side.
Sure.
On the other side, yes, I will admit it would really frustrate me because I'd be like, fuck, man. Like,
And you have a very clear reason why this is happening. It's a
Yeah.
certain group of people.
yes, exactly. And
Right?
it won't stop. And
It won't stop.
Yeah.
It's only getting worse.
Yeah.
The price is getting higher.
Yes.
How do you, and I'm really asking, how do you
Honestly.
avoid not disliking this group of people that is affecting your
So
favorite thing?
honestly, what will happen is I'm guarantee what will happen to me is that I'll go through those 5 stages of grief. I will literally go through that. Like I'll start with anger.
your favorite cookie.
I'll have like a moment. I remember the days,
Yeah.
when I could enjoy it. Like I'll do all that kind of stupid stuff. So basically, I guarantee the beginning I'll be like, oh, maybe it's just for example, the first one is denial, right? So I'm
Right.
like, you know what? Maybe it's just a bad day. I'm sure
Yeah.
they'll fade away. They
Yeah.
get tired of it. A month later, I'm like, fuck, man, they're still fucking here, right? These fucking assholes. The second
Yeah.
stage is anger. I'm like, fuck, man, just god damn it, you assholes! Like fucking
Yeah.
just get someone to get a car. I'll be angry about it.
Yeah.
And then the third one is bargaining, and I guarantee I'll be like, oh, you know what? If I could just, I don't know, like, is there a way I could, maybe go to another store? And I'll start thinking, I will go to the other store.
Vision.
Yeah. No. I'll go to the other branch, right?
Yes,
and get it. But I'll know that that's not sustainable. I'll be like,
Yes.
there's no way I'm traveling half an hour just for a fucking cookie, okay?
Yeah.
And what I will do is I'll go there for half an hour, get like 5 cookies, probably get sick of it, and then be
Yes.
like, oh, what am I doing? I can't have that many, right? I'll do that, and then it'll be depression where I'll be like, fuck, man,
Yeah.
I just
They
wanna
ruined
fucking-
my thing.
Yeah, I work hard. I just want a fucking cookie. I can't even get that.
Yeah.
And then finally, it'll come to a point where I've not had it for so long, and I'm like, just fuck it. I forgot what it's like already now, and then finally accept it. I guarantee that'll happen.
But this is so, no, aside from like, yes, going through the 5 stages of grief is already sad.
Yeah.
But also, maybe this is a question for the listeners as well.
Yeah.
How do you avoid not liking the direct reason
No, and I told
this
you,
happened?
Anger, like that will happen. I
Yeah.
will not lie and be like, no, learn to accept and forgive and all that shit. I'll be
Yeah.
like, fuck these guys, And it happens.
But that is what leads to racism.
Dude, I
like
won't lie.
apply this to
Yes.
any sort of thing.
And I won't lie to you. Like just yesterday, I was in Shimsat and I had to rush back to another event, right? And
Yeah.
I'm on the travelators on the train station,
Yeah.
and there's these fucking, of course, typically with the pushing suitcase,
Yeah.
those
Oh,
ones, right?
yes,
The trolley
yes, yes.
suitcases on the travelators, and just like walking slowly, like, what do you want to eat? I'm like, fuck, dude, like look around here,
Yeah.
because I was running late, and I'm
Yeah.
like, guys, just like, come on, like, can you please not be assholes? Like, we get it. And what I find is that I would give everyone all the permission you want to have all the racism you want in your head. But you have at some point a choice to make a judgment of whether you process it and do something about that. You
Yes.
either use it and go like, you know what, fuck it, just fuck it, whatever, and you deal with it, you find a way. I'm not saying bottling it up, because eventually it's going to explode. You're going to
Yes.
hate all of them. The other way is like, if you're going to say it out, you have to stand by it. And I think that's the one thing I've talked to people who say with comedy is that if I'm going to make a joke about something, about certain people, I have to stand by it. So if you go online and you check out my Facebook and everything, you'll see that joke, the video about I'm perfect for Hong Kong police, right? And I remember when I put it up, people were like, oh, man, police. And I have another video in Cantonese where I joke about going to a church and like the priest thinks I'm there to challenge him. And he's like, I'm funny too. He's like, I'm not. Just relax.
Yeah.
And there's the whole joke is real simple. It's joking about how in Cantonese, because of the tones, when they sing the hymns in the church, it doesn't match the tones. So normally the word for God is sun, right? And the word for kidney, I believe, is sun. And because of the tone of the song, they went san, and it sounds like I'm saying instead of I love my God, it's like I love my kidney.
Right.
Right. And I'm joking about like maybe they're telling you to love your body.
Right.
Maybe the next line is I love my eyes, right?
Right.
And then the priest that thought I was challenging him goes on stage. Okay, and he's like, all right, everyone, I'm really happy to be here. And today we have a very special guest with us. He points at me and I'm like, oh shit, right? And then he's like, oh, by the way, this guy can tell jokes. And I'm like, oh man. He's like, everybody, do you want to hear a joke from him? him. And I'm like, oh, fuck, don't do this to me, man. And the priest goes ahead and says, God, do you want to hear a joke from him? And then he says, yeah, God says he wants to hear a joke. So tell us a joke. And that's the whole thing, right?
Right.
And I've had many people comment and say, like, you're discriminating religions. And I was like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
You jump to a conclusion that I'm discriminating it, right? I'm making fun of the situation. It happened to be in a church. And I'm not saying your religion is stupid. I'm saying this priest thought I was challenging him, right?
Yeah.
So in the same way, I found a way to honestly channel these annoying moments because, first of all, as I said, I write a journal, that all that stuff. But yes, I will not lie, and I won't be like, such is life. Tourists help us with the economy.
Right.
I'm not that. I'm not pretending to be optimistic and like acceptance. I'm like, fucking move, man. Oh, full on, man. I'm angry, man.
Get off my lawn.
Dude, get off my fucking lawn right now, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Like, it's in my head. And, like, trust me, if you will see my eyes roll. I will give myself that. I'm like, oh, God, here we go again. This stupid shit, right? Yeah. So I'm not denying that.
There is, I guess, one level of real impact that discrimination and racism in Hong Kong can get to a pretty bad level, which is something I've experienced. I forget about stopping people in the streets. It's some ID check, blah, blah, blah. The one that I see a lot, and sometimes I was part of, is the immigration lines, not at the immigration point. It's actually leaving the plane.
Who they stop, right?
Who they stop. Yeah. And that just looks like something out of like a bad movie.
Full on profiling, yeah.
Full on profiling because they have no information. Maybe they have lists of like where people are coming from or whatever. But that is like very pure, like, oh, Asian looking, depends what kind of Asian.
Yeah.
Pass, white pass, brown stop, black stop, Southeast Asian stop. And it's like, holy shit, how are you getting away with this?
Because like I said, it's like, let's say you come to my house and I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other conversation. We're running out of time, but that is insane, though. It's like, yes, this is Hong Kong immigration. Obviously, Hong Kong government represents that, which means it's their house.
Yeah.
At the same time, but then don't go around. I accept that if you are North Korea. That is not trying to pretend to be inclusive. North Korea is saying we're the best race, whatever. They have their own crazy ideas. It's like, yes, if you go to North Korea, be like, how come they stop me? I'm brown. It's like, yeah, you're in North Korea. But here you're saying you're Asia's worst city and, all this kind of stuff. Come to where we're welcoming. It's like, are you?
Let's put it this way. Think of the immigration at the airport over there greeting everyone as the bouncer at a club.
Right.
They are the one that has the only authority to be like, get the fuck out.
Yes, door selection, yeah.
But once you enter the club, everyone inside the club has no more rights to discriminate. You get my point? So they're the only vetting of like this is the only moment we're allowed to profile whatever you want. And if you pass us, buddy, you're good to go.
Yeah, but the fact that's
is even allowed.
Visual, no, not just that it's allowed. The only criteria is visual. Is just like the textbook definition of racism.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're like, you don't look like me, but also these certain races are excluded. They are good.
Yeah. And generally, this certain races generally tends towards having bad stuff, and therefore we're going to stop you. It's like, God damn it, dude.
Yeah.
And look, that's forever.
Yeah.
That's going to be a forever thing unless Disney comes out with more movies. Yeah. Unless the newspaper publishes differently. We get different editors. Unless we get a brown chief executive in Hong Kong. Highly unlikely this will ever change. Or, you know what? Every brown person do 2 good deeds every day. Hopefully, if we all come together and the next time, I tell you what, you want to rob someone, rob a brown person. Reverse it, make us.
Yes, I agree with that actually. Let's leave with such a hopeful message.
Yeah, exactly.
Next time you try to rob somebody, rob a brown person.
Exactly.
Make us feel included.
Say no to racism. Say yes to robbery.
Say no to racism is on Backstage Comedy on Friday, March 1st. Tickets are on sale now. Come see me talk about this kind of stuff. Do my act and also workout material before I go to Melbourne and Sydney International Comedy Festival. It would be really great to see some of you guys there. And tickets are only $200. You can buy them in the link in the description below. And what do we do about
racism?
Racism. Just in one minute. Do your elevator pitch. Go.
Okay, all you can do, number one, is that whenever you meet someone that you don't really know about, like either engage them in a friendly way where you're curious, otherwise don't engage them. There's no necessity to tell them that they're wrong because you don't really know them if they're right. And lastly, real quick, that at some point in your life, you will be a minority. So when that day comes and you have someone say, get out of my country, you're like, oh, that's what it feels like. And you'll never do it again.
Very good. We'll leave you with this hopeful message. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.